Hello everyone, welcome back to Global Online. Myself Nihal. So for upcoming NTA UGC NET examination, that is December attempt, if you are from commerce or management background, okay, then this session is for you because these are those topics from which the questions are coming in the examination all the time. That is product life cycle, gravity model of theory, trade theory, right? Then we have new trade theory, national competitive advantage theory, right? Along with that, there are more theories like absolute advantage theory, comparative advantage theory. These we have discussed in the last session. If you have not watched that video, please go in the description box. I have shared the link in the description box. Click on that link and you can watch that video as well. Correct. So today's session is very important. Please watch this video till the end. I will be discussing those theories in a detailed explanation with the examples. Okay. So without getting late, let's start. Let's begin with the session. Before starting the session, very important thing I would like to share with you all guys who are preparing for the upcoming NT UGC NET examination December attempt. Okay. See, the most important thing to crack this examination is the confidence, and that confidence will come up with the right guidance. Okay. For giving you right guidance, we have come up with the paper 2 management and commerce complete course in which we are providing you complete video lectures in which your all units from paper 2 will be covered, complete syllabus notes, mock test on all the units that will boost your confidence to solve the critical questions. Or okay, then we have PYQs with explanation, all the PYQs from previous sessions or previous uh, examinations will be covered in this with the right explanation and detailed explanation. Doubt clearing session will be provided to you in which you can ask the questions to your experts and they will guide you regarding that, right? Marathon sessions will be provided to you. So if you want to crack this examination, go and do just message a WhatsApp message or WhatsApp call on this number and join the course. You will be guided till the qualification, right? So till qualifying I will be guiding you for this examination. Okay, and I'm damn sure you will definitely qualify for this examination even if you are preparing for the first time. Clear? So just grab this opportunity, contact on this number and start your preparation. Okay, product life cycle is the theory which is given by the Raymond Vernon. A product's production and trade pattern changes as it moves through its life cycle. Correct. In this theory that the Vernon is saying this, the location of a production and trade patterns also changes over a time as a product moves through the different stage of its life cycle. So what is that life cycle? First, it will start with the introduction. Then it will move to the growth. Then it will move to the maturity and lastly the decline. So this is what the life cycle is called. Correct. So we'll discuss with one by one. First is introduction. What is this introduction? This is the product is new. Okay, innovative product is there in the market, usually invented in the developed countries like US, where there is access to advanced technologies, skilled laborers, high income consumers, right? So US is majority in that things. Correct. So the product is first produced and then it is consumed domestically and then it is export. That is the introduction stage of every country. Clear? This is the product life cycle. So growth stage, secondly, it will move to the growth stage. So now once your product is introduced in the market, right, it is used by the many people in the domestic country, domestic consumers, then the demand is increased, right, and the product becomes more widely accepted. So developed countries still produce and export, but other countries begin to adopt the product as well, right? Because the introduction stage is passed by the US. Now other countries are growing. That means they are starting with their introduction. They are planning to produce a product, right? Where US is move to the next stage, that is the growth. Growth means the demand is increased. Now your product is already fulfilled the introduction stage where the consumers have introduced with the product. Now they are demanding for your product. Clear? That is the growth stage. Third stage, that is the maturity, where the product becomes standardized and common in the market, right? Developing countries will start producing it. Understanding, the developing countries, where the developed country is already produced. Okay, demand is increased for the developed countries. Now it is moved to the maturity stage where the product of a domestic country is standardized and the common. Developing countries are starting producing that product now, often at a lower cost due to the cheap labor or a less regulations. Understanding? Now the production shifts to these countries and they begin to export it globally. Correct? Now it will come to the decline. The product becomes outdated or replaced by the newer technologies. The new technologies are coming up, right? And it is outdated now. Your product is outdated now. It is not acceptable to the other countries and other consumers and even your domestic consumers. Now the demand will falling down. Okay, the profits are also declining. This is the decline stage. Understanding, both developed countries and developing countries also reducing their production now. In the decline phase, both the countries will reduce their production because they are facing the decline, or we can say the loss. Understanding, for example, mobile phones were first introduced in US, correct? Later moved to China and Vietnam as they become mature products. Understanding, so the demand will increase and then when it is common to in all countries globally, then the demand will decrease. Clear? That is the product life cycle. In the introduction, the new products is introduced to the customers. Okay, in the growth stage, the demand for the this new products will increase. Okay, on a maturity stage, it is common now, it is standardized now, right? And when it is moved to the decline stage, the last stage, that is the demand is falling for that product now. Okay, your product is become outdated now. There is no demand for this because new technologies, new things are coming up. Getting it? This is called product life cycle. Now let's move to the next theory, that is new trade theory, Paul Krugman. Okay, he's saying trade can arise between similar countries due to economies of the scale and product differentiation. Clear? So new trade theory suggesting that the international trade can occur even between countries with the similar resources and similar technologies. And just because of these 2 points, that is economies of scale, right? That means cost advantages from the large scale production. Okay, and the product differentiation, that is the variety in similar goods. I'll explain you what is it mean. Okay, so first thing we need to understand what is economies of scale. Okay, where the firms produce on a larger scale. Okay, where the firms are producing 1,000 units. Okay, but now it is moved to the 10,000 units. This is called larger scale. Understanding? So when the firms are producing on a larger scale, the cost per unit will be decreasing, going down, right? The cost will be going down. So countries can specialize in certain varieties of products, right? And they can trade to the lower cost and increase their efficiency. Getting it? So that is called economies of scale. Then we have product differentiation, right? Even if two countries produce similar goods like cars, for example, okay, but consumers value variety. They need variety. They love varieties. Understanding? So different version of the same product will be traded internationally, and this will lead to the more choices for the consumers. Understanding, the best example we have here, the Germany exports BMW, Japan exports Toyota, but both cars are the demand for the both cars are increasing. Getting it? Understanding, even we can say this that the product differentiation example we can say The BBQ Electronics, if you don't know, you can Google it. This is the China's company, okay, where they are providing, okay, the company is similar, but they are providing in a different name. Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus, and all these are coming from BBQ Electronics. Understanding, right? This is called the product differentiation, right? The production is similar, okay? They are producing similar goods, but they are providing the variety to the customers. Clear? This is the new trade theory. The next theory is about the national competitive advantage. Michael Porter, right? So Porter is saying countries' success in specific industry depends on the four broad attributes, and these four uh, broad attributes are called Porter diamond. Okay, so this is first one, factor condition. This is second, demand condition. This is third, related and supporting industry, and this is the fourth one, firm strategy, structured and rivalry. Okay, this last one is just a supporting role. Okay, I'll explain you later. So first, factor condition. Okay, so factor condition will directly influencing the success of a countries. Like a high quality specialized factors of condition will compete better in the market. For example, the skilled labors, the technology, the better infrastructure, the natural resources as well. Right? If these things are mostly better in that country, this is the successful thing for better country. Right? Demand condition, okay, sophisticated local buyers. So that means when a local consumers are sophisticated and demanding, understanding, the firms are forced to the innovate and improve the quality, which helps them to perform better internationally because the demand is increasing locally. Okay, and you are understanding what the consumers are demanding and what is the need for those, and then you will explore your products, you will innovate in that production. Clear? So demand condition will directly influence your quality. Clear? And then you will be competing with the other countries or in the market. That is the second uh, attribute. Next one is related and supporting industries. Okay, the presence of competitive suppliers, industries, and related sectors boost innovations and efficiency of that country. Okay, the collaboration, the close collaboration we called it among the industries can create a strong value chains. Okay, so related and supporting industry, that means cooperation between the industries will directly impact, right? And the last one, firm strategy, structure and rivalry. Okay, so the management of a company or the organization of a company is the way of a organization or management, right? And the level of domestic competitions and as all the things, okay, can drive the firms to be more productive, innovative and globally competitive, right? So these are the four important broad attributes. And then there is a government intervention, right? Government can influence all four factors through policies, education, infrastructure and all things. Okay, and about the chance, that is the chance. Okay, it is events like breakthrough or global shifts can reshape the competitiveness, correct? For example, we have given here Japan's auto industry developed due to the tough domestic competition, advanced suppliers and demanding consumers. Okay, so this is your national competitive advantage.